you for joining today's yoga session. I'm going to take you through a gentle flow, which is great for first thing in the morning, maybe a quick break in the afternoon, or before bed. Something that will make you break a little bit of a sweat, but also won't be too strenuous. Roll your shoulders back and get ready to join in on the practice. Before we start the practice, I'd like to start off with breathing pranayama technique. So it's easy seated position, cross-legged. Roll your shoulders back, place your palms on the knees or palms facing outwards, or index finger connecting to your thumb in a mudra. And close your eyes for a moment, releasing any tension. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Making sure that you're not slouching. Try to strengthen and lengthen your back, rolling your shoulders backwards. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. 2 more rounds. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Bring your palms together to heart center. Deep inhalation through the nose and gently exhale through the mouth. And from here we are ready to begin our practice. So let's enter into tabletop position. Knees onto the mat at hip width distance, toes untucked, hands with fingers widespread, shoulders stacked above your wrists, and neutral back. We are going to enter cat and cow pose. So arching our backs, we are in a cow pose, and rounding our back, we are in cat pose. With our crown of our head facing to the mat. 2 more rounds. Cow pose, arch the back. Cat pose, curve the back. 1 more round. Cow pose, arching the back. And cat pose, rounding the back. And from here, we are going to engage our core, slightly micro-bending our elbows. And from here, we're going to balance onto our right knee and shin and lift our left knee above the mat. And lift our right hand above the mat and slowly join our left knee into our right elbow into a crunch. And from here, exhale, release. Lengthen your leg, keeping your hips square and your back straight and neutral, arm reaching forward. Facing forward if you can. 2 more rounds. 2, 3. And from here, gently place your hands back on the mat and your left knee on the mat. Same goes for your right knee. Lifting your right knee gently off the mat and lifting your left hand above the mat. Extend your leg, making sure that your hips are square and not facing outwards. Engage your glutes and your core to stabilize. Raising your left hand forwards, facing forwards if you can. And bend your right knee and your left elbow and connect as you enter a crunch. 2 more rounds. 2, 3. And lower your left hand to the mat, right knee to the mat, and from here, enter child's pose. Sitting your sit bones onto your heels and stretching your arms in front of you, forehead facing towards the mat. And from here, we're going to enter Phalanganasana plank. Shoulders stacked above wrists, engaging your glutes, your core. And from here, we are going to crunch again. Right knee to our left elbow. Right knee to our right elbow. And returning to plank. And from here, here, left knee to left elbow, back into plank, and left knee into right elbow. All right, lower your knees if needed for a moment of rest. And if you're up for it, continue into plank. We're going to go for 2 more rounds. So right to the left, right to the knee, right, and left to the left elbow, and left to the left elbow. And lower your knees if needed, because I sure do. All right, enter upward facing dog, making sure you're depressing your shoulders away from your ears. And from here, tuck your toes into downward facing dog. Paddle your heels if you find that your heels are lifted above the mat. As we enter our first downward dog of today. And if needed, bend your knees while your tailbone is pulling towards the ceiling and you're extending your arms and torso. And over time, if you can feel your heels pulling towards the mat, try to flatten it. Out spreading your fingers for a large surface area coverage. Stretching and tailbone pulling towards the ceiling. Inhale, exhale. And from here, lower back down into tabletop position, into child's pose. And from here, lower your forearms to the mat. We're going to enter and attempt Baby Bakasana, which is baby crow. From here, we'd like to pull in our elbows towards our center, and we're going to feel strengthening in our shoulders and our core for this. And the way that it's going to work is that we are going to lean forward and we are going to bring our knees into our triceps. Now, our elbows actually need to be placed onto the mat in order to attempt this. So it's going to be a very tight squeeze. And that is Baby Bakasana. If you find that your legs are squeezing through your triceps and falling inwards, we really need to scoop our triceps in so that we are sturdy and can support our knees resting on there. Hope that goes well. So once you're returning from Baby Bakasana, again enter Baby Balasana, child's pose. And from here, we're going to enter a prone position, supine position, where our back is facing the mat. From here, making sure that our knees are bent, heels close to our hands. And from here, we're going to enter Setu Bandha Sarvangasana, which is bridge pose. And we're going to slowly lift vertebrae by vertebrae from lower back, middle, and upper back. And internally rotate your thighs, engage your glutes and core, and gently, slowly lift away from the mat. Resting onto your shoulders. And if you feel any strain in your knees, gently edge your feet closer to the end of the mat and lift. And stay here for about 30 seconds to 1 minute. This is good for strengthening your back. Make sure you're pulling your knees towards the center, but they're not falling in or neither falling out. And gently lower upper, middle, lower back vertebrae by vertebrae. Great. And from here, grab your knees to your chest into wind relieving pose and gently rock side to side if needed. And from here, place your hands on the inner parts of your knees and gently rock yourself up. And from here, we're going to enter a tabletop, reverse tabletop position, placing your feet hip width distance apart. Make sure your hands are facing towards the back of your mat rather than the front. We would like it to face this way. Make sure that when you bend your elbows that you're tucking in your elbows so that you're pulling it inwards. And we're going to lift. Make sure that your thighs are internally rotated, your glutes are engaged, core engaged, elbows micro bent, so that the surface of your torso is flat, not dipping down, flat. Release any tension in your neck. And gently release. And while we are seated, we're going to enter Paschimottanasana, which is like Uttanasana, forward fold from when you're standing. And from here, we're going to engage and activate our core so that we can hold up our back straight, roll our shoulders back. And from here, slightly bend your knees. And we are going to, if this helps as well, to raise your hands up to the ceiling as you lift and forward fold from the hips. We like to place your hands to the side of your feet. And if you find that you're hunched because your lower back is tight, try to receive that sensation of folding forward. And slightly bend your knees as well. A variation is to bend your knees so that it is you are chest to thighs. If you are like me in my case where your legs are longer than your torso, you will find that it's a little bit of a stretch. If you have shorter legs, it will be easier to grab a hold of your feet. It's also not about trying to just hold onto your feet, or else it looks like this, which is not good for your back. So again, raise your hands up to the ceiling, lift, and forward fold. And place your index finger between your big toe and your second toe into Paschimottanasana. And gently ease in to the stretch. Crown of your head facing towards your feet. And bend your knees if needed. And over time you can strengthen and stretch your knees and straighten your legs. And gently release. And from here, place your right foot over your left leg, and we are going to bind. So left elbow resting on the outside of your right knee. Place your hands behind you. Then you twist lower, middle, upper back. Gently. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Each time as you exhale, gently twisting further to your right side. And feel free to micro bend your right elbow. And look to the back of the room. And gently release. Switch legs. Left foot over your right leg. Right elbow on the outside of your left knee. Left hand resting at the back. Slightly bending your elbow. And twist lower, middle, upper back. Inhale through the nose. And exhale through the mouth. Each time with exhalation, twisting further to your left side. And gently release. here, gently lift forward and lie down onto your mat. And from here, we're going to enter Satibandha Sarvangasana, which we already tried, but this time with one foot in the air. So balancing on one leg. So knees towards, heels towards your hands as you're closer to your glutes. Internally rotate your thighs and slowly lift from lower, middle, upper back. Resting onto your shoulders, engaging your glutes and your core, balancing on your right foot, lift up your left leg, still pushing away from the mat. If it's too strenuous, continue with both feet on the mat accordingly. Remember not to let your legs or knees fall outwards, and neither should your knees be touching. You'd like to keep it sturdy, square hips, internally rotate thighs, hip width apart. And let's try with our right leg. Left foot to balance, keeping your hips square, lift your right foot up. And if this is too much, continue with both feet onto the mat, knees at hip width apart, and gently lower upper, middle, lower back. And from here, extend your legs, and from here we're going to go into a twisted roots. Raise your right knee up and gently let your right knee fall to the left side. With your left hand to gently pull your right knee towards the left, and your right hand to rest on the right side of your body. And gently release back to center. Lift and bend your left knee. Lower to the right side of your body. Right hand to gently pull your left knee towards the right side. Left hand to rest on the left side of your body. And you can also look to the left side as you feel a twist for your lower, middle, upper back. And from here, gently release. Returning to a laying down position, also known as Shavasana, corpse pose. Take a moment. Usually you can take a much longer period of time to relax your body. We'll just take a few more seconds in this case. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. One more round. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. And gently sit up and enter easy seated position, cross-legged. And from here, place your right hand onto your belly and your left hand onto your chest. We'll continue Ujjayi Ocean's breath, inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the nose, bringing warmth to our throat. Inhale and exhale through the nose. Three more rounds. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose.